Hey, Pony. It's me, Moonlight on the Moon. Wow, can't believe we're doing this again with Fluttershy. I think, last time we did this was Teal Eyes, which was posted a long time ago. This one's kind of a little bit more recent, but 2 years ago. Even though on terms of it being trying to be Christmassy, it was posted on the 24th of December 2021. So, we're still in the holidays before New Year, so whenever this gets posted, if I have the energy to post it, we can get this reading done. I did get help from Claiming's voice actor to do this reading because she does an amazing Fluttershy comic. It was amazing. Well, amazing voice. Gesundheit. But let's get on to it. This story is called Snow, Chocolate, and Presents. This is an OC X Fluttershy story. It's kind of wholesome, nothing too smutty or anything, so enough belaboring. Let's get on to it. Snow, Chocolate, and Presents by Rushing Wind 01. December 24th, evening. It was a beautiful, heartwarming eve. Snow fell, the sun was setting, and everyone in town was busy preparing for this winter holiday, buying the remaining groceries, decorating the home, preparing the presents under the tree. Always a pleasure for this time of year. And so was Rushing Wind going for these chores. He just exited the supermarket after he bought some more groceries and sweets to celebrate the holiday. He was a bit down that he would be alone for this once again, but it was okay for him, since he knew that his racing pals usually can't make it, and his friends from the pony world had the same holiday on their end, so not even his partner Rainbow Dash could make it. Shrugging off the sad thoughts, Rushing Wind opened the trunk of his trusty blue rally car, a Subaru Impreza, and stored the groceries he purchased in there. It was getting darker by the minute, so Rushing Wind wanted to get home in order to not get lost in the dark, and eventually in an accident, since he knew that driving in a pitch black was more dangerous. Then, as he wanted to get into his car and drive off, the snowfall turned into a storm, and a lot more snow fell per second, the weather further taking a turn for the worse. Geez, what a storm. I better head home quickly, Rush said. He then got into his car and drove off. As he drove, Rush was thankful that his car had snow tires fitted, allowing him to drive quickly over the snow without losing control. Those spikes are especially made for snow and ice, and the all-wheel drive gave him even more control. He knew that he would be able to be home quickly, sitting out the storm. But a few yards further, Rushing Wind saw a silhouette in the thick gale in front of him, and he couldn't believe who it was. Fluttershy, who wore her mint green dress along with a scarf and winter knee socks under her green and white boots, was fighting against the storm as she tried to make her way to her friends who were waiting for her at the Pinkie Pie's home. Suddenly, she heard a car horn behind her and a blue car pulled up next to her. Rushing Wind got out the car. Fluttershy, what are you doing out here in this awful weather? He asked, in a worried tone in his voice.
I'm heading for Pinkie Pie's house. Me and my friends want to celebrate Hearth's warming eve there.
Getting further worried, Rush asked, And how far is that still?
About 20 minutes.
Fluttershy responded. No. I'm not letting you walk this long in a blizzard this heavy and the evening this cold, Rushwind said in a strict tone.
But what else could I do? They're waiting for me,
Fluttershy said, but just as she said that, she shivered a bit from the cold. You could stay with me. My house isn't that far, and my car will take us there fast. Also, it's too dangerous to be outside in a storm like this, Rushing Wind said.
But my friends, what about them?
You can call them once we're at my place. Also, it's always nice to have some company for Hearth's warming eve, Fluttershy.
Oh, really? You're all alone for this holiday? Not even your partner can come today?
Fluttershy asked, feeling a bit sorry for Rush. Unfortunately, yes. So, what do you say? As much as Fluttershy wanted to celebrate with her friends, she knew deep inside that Rushing Wind was right. Being in a storm like this is dangerous, and she would have a cold the time she arrived. So, she got into Rushing Wind's vehicle, and then they drove off. At Rushing Wind's house, Fluttershy took off her boots, socks, and scarf as Rushing Wind turned on the heat. Soon, the nice warmth filled the entire house, and she liked that. Next, Fluttershy took out her phone and wanted to call her friends, but...
Rush?
Yes, Fluttershy? Rush asked.
I don't have any cellular reception. I can't call my friends,
Fluttershy said worriedly. Rushing Wind took out his phone and tried also. Me neither. The blizzard must have taken out all of cell reception all over the city, he said.
But how do I let my friends know that I'm safe? They must be worried sick about me.
Fluttershy asked, not wanting to know what her thoughts or friends might have. Tell them tomorrow. It's getting late,
Okay, fine.
Fluttershy said in defeat, knowing that there is nothing else she could possibly try. But, now that you're already here, how about some hot chocolate and a nice movie as we sit through the storm? Rushing Wind asked.
Oh, I'd love to!
Fluttershy said happily. She hasn't watched a good movie in a long time. A few minutes later, the two were enjoying their hot chocolate as they were watching the Christmas special, Best Gift Ever. They were at the scene where the Winterzilla attacked and Fluttershy stepped in.
This is supposed to be the happiest time of the year. So if this is how you plan on behaving, you can march yourself right back to where you came from.
Pony Fluttershy said on TV. They both giggled. That kind of sounds like you, Fluttershy. And it's true. You also have a strong side to you, which most people don't see, Rushing Wind said. Fluttershy blushed, knowing this was true. She was really shy and innocent on the outside, but has a strong side as well, which she has shown several times in her life already. Thanks to Princess Twilight and her other friends, she was always able to stand up for herself if there's something she didn't like. After the special ended, Rushing Wind suggested to get some cookies and then listen to some Christmas songs, which Fluttershy gladly accepted. While Rushing Wind was away, though, Fluttershy decided to take a look around his home. Rushing Wind had a big house. It was a 2-story house with a fair number of rooms, and every single one had a fairly big size.
Wow, I guess this is something a multi-time champion in racing can afford easily.
Fluttershy thought. Then, Fluttershy came across a very special room. It looked like a room that Sunset Shimmer would like to have it. It's a gaming room, with 2 TVs, some gaming consoles at one of them, and a racing seat with a steering wheel in front of another.
Whoa, so this is what Sunset is dreaming about to have?
Fluttershy knew. The room was fairly large, and there were some things she knew all too well. It was souvenirs from the prestigious race sport known as F1, something Rush told her about not too long ago, as well as the time where Lewis Hamilton won the 2021 championships after an epic last lap in Abu Dhabi. She didn't know much since she wasn't into this kind of thing, but the stories Rush told her were indeed interesting. The props also looked interesting. A Mercedes car, a Mercedes cap, and the Parker that Rush wore outside had the Mercedes logo as well.
So he's a Mercedes fan.
Fluttershy knew. Suddenly, she heard Rush call out, "Fluttershy, where are you?"
Up here!
Fluttershy called out, and Rush came up, a bowl of cookies in his hand. But when he saw that Fluttershy was in his gaming room, he blushed. Don't tell anyone," Rushing Wind almost whispered.
Why? My friend Sunset Shimmer is also a gamer, just like you.
Fluttershy said to comfort him. "Yeah, I know that, but..." Rushing Wind was in a loss for words, but then he said, "I usually spend my time here after a tough day, turning a console on and enjoying a game. Mostly racing games, as you can tell." Rush said, a bit embarrassed.
Aw, no need to be embarrassed. Sunset is just like you too. Once the day is done, she turns on her console and starts to play. I once was a guest player at Sunset's, and I actually won a game.
Fluttershy said. Rushing Wind chuckled. "So that makes the 3 of us, huh?" Fluttershy giggled. Then, she remembered something.
Speaking about games, I got something for you. Wait here.
She said and quickly ran downstairs. Out of her bag, she took out a rectangle-shaped package, which is big enough to hold a DVD case. She then ran back up to Rushing Wind and handed it back to him.
Happy Hearth's warming, Rush. I know it's not much, but it's from the heart.
Aw, thanks. I got something for you as well. Rush said and went to a different room. He then came back with a little box packed with a bow untopped. "It cost a lot, so I hope it looks good on you." Fluttershy opened the box. Inside was a pearl bracelet with a bunch of small flowers on it.
Oh, that is a beautiful bracelet. Wow, that is amazing. Thank you, Rush.
Happy heartwarming, Fluttershy. Now, let's see what this is. When he said that, Fluttershy startled a bit. She got the game for Rushing Wind ahead of time, but didn't know if he had it already. She saw a lot of games in the shelves, and she didn't know if he already had it. Suddenly, Rush said, "No way!"
Well, what do you think?
"What I think? This is the latest F1 game. How did you know I wanted that?" said Rushing Wind.
I didn't. I just went ahead and brought it. Are you really happy about
Well,
that?
look at the other presents my racing other pals have sent me. I told them I wanted the latest F1 game, but I got a Mercedes AMG Petronas cap and 1 in 64 scaled Mercedes AMG Petronas cap from this year, a parka with the Mercedes AMG Petronas team logo. Your gift is worth a lot more to me than those, Rushing Wind said. Fluttershy smiled, happy about Rushing Wind's statement. While she knew it was just a game, it certainly came from her heart, like she said herself. But, do you want to know what's the best gift that I got?
What is it?
Fluttershy asked. Having you as company for this holiday. Then the two fell into a deep hug.
Oh, thank you, Rush.
I have to thank you, Flutty, Rushing Wind said. This was the best hearts-warming eve of my life. With that, Fluttershy stayed the night at Rushing Wind's warm and comfy house, as the cold, cold blizzard outside raged on. And tomorrow, she would tell her friends what happened, and also, what a beautiful night they had. The end. Wow, I had to ad-lib some parts, and probably some of my grammar tripped up because the grammar on this was... It's alright, but this actually was taking place in Equestria Girls, and I actually had fun editing this one. I'm not really a big fan on Equestria Girls, but since it's winter and kind of like the human, it is what it is. I think this story also has like a universe, because I think Rushing Wind, because I did see it on his page, but I'll have to take a look at that some other time, because I'm pretty much missing some context if anybody knows. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more fanfics like these, or holiday themes. Any other characters in like Fluttershy? Maybe I can finally do Rarity. Maybe I can get somebody for Twilight, who knows? Because I don't trust my own voice. Until then, thank you for enjoying this reading, and peace out, Little Moons.